Oh boy, oh boy. What a beautiful day. Beautiful mountain road. Increasing distal radial turns. It's just something else. Then of course there's the lake over there. It's just beautiful. I wonder if y'all can see the lake over there. Well, I guess that didn't work. Well, the lake's behind me. Somebody knows me, call my phone. Oh, no, never mind. It looks like I can see your comments. LaRock, what's up? Kenneth Van Nostrum. What do you want, dog? What's up, Tommy Reddington? What's up, LaRock Drifter, Goof Troop? Oh, let's see, we got Carlos Quintero, Jimmy Reddington, Eric. That work was hell, time to ride. I hear you, man. It's Saturday evening. It's gotta be 73 degrees out. I'm on a back country road. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong, to Jamaica. That's where I'm from. Country road, take me home. Anyway, lot to talk about. I've got a lot of guys been asking me to talk about some stuff that's off the motorcycle set, particularly the motorcycle club set, and just regular old. We're leaning. Yeah. You can see that we're leaning by looking at the ground over there. Yes, sir. $10 from Independent Rider. Thank you, sir. Those super chats fishing and things. Hello, people. Fishing and things. Oh, that was a cute little mama right there fishing next to her son. I didn't see no husband around. But anyway, well, we just, oh, Barrett is in Zambia. I remember that now. It's good to hear you. Good to talk to you. And glad you guys could hang out with us over in Africa. Thank you so much for tuning in. So we want to talk a little bit about cross-country riding. And this is a time of year when a lot of people are getting ready for their cross-country travels. So I'm probably going to do this video in several kind of pieces. So we'll just talk about a few things today. If you guys can hear over this one, we'll talk about a few things today, and then we'll talk about some more things. Now, for many motorcycle clubs and for many motorcycle independent riders, thanks Barrett says he stayed up just to watch. I appreciate it, so I won't keep you too long today. But for many riders, they'll be starting their season now. I just got my motorcycle out of the shop to the tune of $1,500. Or maybe it was $1,200. But yeah, I think it was $1,200. But it might as well have been $1,500. What's up, Tone Dog in Albuquerque? So, for my club, our first tune-up ride for the season is in February, where we do the Cold Ash Run to the Mother Chapter. The Cold Ash Run to the Mother Chapter, you said something about the law taking your, about, what do they call it? The name's gonna come to me. It's, but the police can legally take your money as you travel across country. It's called civil asset forfeiture. And we will definitely talk about that some more as we talk about, glad you brought that up, as we talk about cross-country riding. And And for the Black Sabbath, our first tune-up ride is in February, where we ride from the East Coast during the first and second week, like the second week in February, maybe third week in February. We ride across the country, no matter what the weather throws at us. We hug the 10 and freeze all the way over till we get to that part of Texas. What's it called? Can't think of the place, but that's where we start to warm up on the other side of Texas, where the 10 runs out. And so this will be our second big rides of the summer, so or of the year. So we pretty much have done our Big Meech, and those guys did their 4 corner runs earlier this year. So you got a slat to the left and a slat to the right, and then in the middle is this funny looking, so we just keep the power up. Oh man, that was great fun. Kind of easy to fall off, you know. So some of the things you want to think about when you first start riding, getting ready to ride for the summer. Are you in riding shape? Riding in the summer presents some very interesting dynamics that you don't get when you're riding in the fall and the winter. And that 100-degree sun, especially on a 50-year-old body, can be hell. And if you're not properly hydrated and you're riding in the hottest part of the day, it can be pretty difficult, pretty tough on your body. So another thing is, once you start to get older, a lot of us are on prescription meds, like high blood pressure medication and diuretics, and a lot of things that require a lot of water intake. So some things you might want to think about. Oh, I'm sorry some of you guys buffered out on my ride. That sucks. A lot of things you might want to think about is, what kind of condition is your body in, and are you prepped for a long distance ride? And I'm going to do another video when I show you the kinds of foods and liquids you should be carrying on your scooter and how you can carry things on your scooter and keep your water intake up and keep your nutrition up. But when you're thinking about riding in places like Death Valley and places where it's going to be 100 degrees outside or better, you really got to start thinking about, what time of day am I going to ride? What time of day suits me? And am I in the shape to do the kind of ride I want to ride? If you're thinking about doing a 12 or 13 hour ride, can you do 13 hours in 101 degrees? And 50% of all bikers in the United States of America are 50 years old. Half of all riders in America are 50 years old or older. So those of us that are getting towards our 60s have to start thinking about taking care of our bodies in ways that we didn't in our 20s and 30s and 40s. And our minds have us riding like we're 30, but our bodies tell us a different thing. The Rock Drifter, I have ridden the tail of the dragon many times. It is about 4 hours to get there from Atlanta, and then it's about, and then you have a ride up and down and ride up and down, and that's another 2 to 4 hours because you're going to stop and have dinner or something. So when I go there, I like to go for a weekend or at least a 2-day trip and stay overnight, because I have done it in a day, and it takes about 12 or 13 hours to go do it, ride it 2 or 3 times, eat dinner, and get back. That can take all day, and by the time you get back home, you're just exhausted. And as I'm getting older, I have to take better care of my body. I'm not as resilient as I once used to be. And the Tail of the Dragon is one of the most exciting rides, but if you've never ridden in Helen, if you've never ridden up in the mountains above Helen, Georgia, going up to Lake Burton, it's the same experience, not as famous, just as many turns, just as wild a ride, and not as many tourists, and not as many folks coming by. So it's absolutely a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful ride. All of the mountains up in North Georgia, heading up to Tennessee and that sort of thing, just a blast. Somebody said, what was your speed? They were asking. Yeah, I think the top speed running through there is about 30, 40 miles an hour, if you're lucky. But they got what we call increasing distal radial turns. They got 15 mile an hour, 7 mile an hour turns. Used to be an old logging road. So anyway, getting back to the subject, when we talk about preparing yourself to ride long distance, especially in the summer months, cross-country riding, the biggest thing you got to deal with is the heat. The heat exhaustion, and yes, tires. I remember back in 2011 and 2012, 2 of the hottest years on record, 2 of the hottest summers on record. It was 113 degrees at 10 o'clock at night. It was 113 degrees at 2 in the morning. It was 113 degrees at 10 in the morning. Even though the sun was down in 2011 and 2012, it was so damn hot that you couldn't even breathe on the motorcycle. That was the year that they had in 2010. Was it 2010? Yeah, I think it was 2010. They had the roundup was in the National Bikers Roundup was in Las Vegas, and a lot of the guys that were riding across country, they were popping their tires in the middle of the desert. You're doing 90 miles an hour and your tire just pops, it explodes. And a lot of folks didn't realize why that was going on. Ever hit the sky? Somebody asked me if I ever hit the sky. I don't know where the sky is. Is that another riding place? When you're riding across country in the summer, and you're not aware of your tires, there's 3 things going on with tires: heat, weight, and time. Heat, weight, and time. Heat, weight, and time. So a lot of folks don't realize that tires are rated for certain speeds. So let's do this 4 things: heat, weight, time, and speed. So tires are rated for certain speeds, and they're rated for certain weights, and over distance and time. So when you got a guy on a Goldwing and he doesn't understand that on a 19 90 to about a 2005 Goldwing, the weight that you could carry on the bike was about 403 pounds. You sound like Charles Mann when you speak. Charles Mann is awesome. When you're riding on a motorcycle, like let's say a Goldwing, the weight capacity on that bike is 403 pounds. That's what you can carry when the bike has got all its liquids and everything in it. It can carry 403 pounds. Well, if you're a guy like me that weighs 344 pounds, that means your girlfriend can only weigh 50 pounds, and you're at the bike's maximum. Well, when you weigh 350 and your wife weighs 215, you're already over what your bike can carry by 100 pounds. Now, you put another 100 or 200 pounds worth of cargo on the bike. You got full luggage compartments. You got stuff on the back on the luggage rack. You're buying stuff as you go. And you're putting all that on tires that are rated to carry a bike so far at such and such a speed for such and such a distance, given the heat on the ground. And now you add to that, ooh, that coyote was beautiful. Holy moly, he would eat you. Here, coyote! Kick, 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 kick. He was beautiful. You don't want no part of him. He could eat you in one bite. Anyway, now you want to add 110 mile an hour cruising speed. And you want to do that for hour after hour after hour on a hot desert floor where the pavement is 130 degrees Fahrenheit. And when we're talking about 110 miles per hour is what we're talking about for my European folks. So I don't know what that would be in kilometers, but I can, I imagine you guys probably know. So, as you're doing that, 200 pounds of beer, right? So as you're doing that, and then you put this incredible speed on your bike, like you're rolling at 90, 95, 100, 105 on these tires that were never meant to do that. A lot of you guys don't know the load rating or the speed rating of your tires. And then when they make these tires, they're not really thinking about 130 and 140 degree surface temperatures on the road. That's what was going on in 2010, 2011, and 2012. I know because I rode across country in all those years. Black Dragon met the president of your Riverside chapter, professor, and an all-around man. He was way talk to me, and that speaks a lot of your MC. Man, I'm so proud of our guys and so glad to hear that. We got some really great guys in the organization, and I'm just so proud to have been able to lead them. It's been an honor. So to hear those great things about my brothers just really excites me. And the Riverside chapter is a very fun chapter, and you will always be able to hang out with them and ride with them and get to know them. They're really good guys. They're very open, very warm and receiving crew out there. So I appreciate that. Thumbs up to my guys. But as I was saying, I know because I rode across country all those years. And I remember trying to get to Las Vegas. It was so hot. And I was physically ill from the ride, physically ill from the lack of physical preparation and physically ill from the sun. And my hands started to cramp as I was riding. As you get older, you'll start getting the whole hands cramp BS. Like in Sons of Anarchy when that guy's hands were cramping up. So my hands were cramping and I had to put on my cruise control, and I'm riding with the cruise control on, and it all just sucks. And you can see it in a video because my tires disintegrated on my motorcycle. And my back tires disintegrated at over, I was doing about 115, 120 miles an hour coming down out of the mountains of San Diego heading back. Tires just disintegrated. And the problem that I had was my tires were marginal to start out with, and my bike was overloaded, and I was riding across America on marginal tires that I figured, well, they'll get me there and get me back. And then when I get back, I'll have to change them. If that's what your thinking process is, change your tires. Even if they have 2,000 miles of tread on them, change them. Because if you're gonna go on a 2,000 mile trip, when you get back, they're not gonna be any good at all. But they're gonna be marginal going. You don't want marginal tires. Your life is on these tires. You're riding your butt off. You're really doing a lot. You're pushing the bike a lot. Especially you're riding with the fellas, you're gonna be racing. It's almost impossible not to race somebody when you're rolling across the country. They keep rolling up on your motorcycle, revving the engine and carrying on. You're gonna race them. And through the mountains, that's my thing, through the mountains. So I'm gonna kick your butt, especially if you're on a Harley. If we're in the mountains, you can see how these victories lean on over and get in that booty. And you're gonna be leaning and stressing those tires out, and they're not good tires. So don't do it. So that's my big message in this video. When you get ready to ride across country, you gotta be thinking about those tires, and they gotta be pristine. Even if they have marginal life in them, change them. Give up that 2,000 or 3,000 miles for some nice crispy new ones on there. And also, some of you might think, okay, well, I can make it there, then set up to have your bike's tires changed when you get there. So you can roll to California and be like, well, you know what, these tires got 4,000 miles in them. I'm gonna go to California, that's 2,000 of the miles, change the tires and come back. Somebody said I broke my left hip 5 years ago. Sometimes when riding more than an hour, it starts to lock up and it hurts like hell. Somebody bought the Michelin Commander 2 series. Damn good tires. I think they are good tires. Those are some great tires. And always buy the most expensive, best rated tire you can afford. And do your research on your tires. Dunlap Elite 2s, Dunlap Elites, Michigans, Bridgestones, all tires that I run. What's up, Jerome Burns? Proper planning prevents piss poor performance, says the Rock Drifter. And when you're talking about riding across country, there's a whole lot of planning you need to do. And I'm gonna do some other videos on this topic when I'm not riding and just going off the cusp, where I can have some very succinct videos with where we can talk about some of those things. I can have some list up for you, and we can really go in depth about how to ride safely across country. And we're also going to be looking at the foods that you carry with you, and we're going to be looking at the emergency equipment. A lot of you guys want to know what kind of tools I pack out on my bike. I've got the coolest tools, I think, and survival equipment, first aid equipment, bike repair equipment, equipment to air up tires, equipment to do tire repairs, put plugs in tires, jump start the motorcycle, or rather battery start with a battery power pack. All of these things are increments I use to get across country. I've used them over and over again. This bike I'm riding on has been across country at least 10 or 15 times, just on this bike alone. Anyway, it's always great talking with you all. I appreciate you tuning in. We just went over 15,000 subscribers. I'm so thankful to those of you who were with me when we only had 1,000 subscribers, or 100. Some of you guys have been with me since the very beginning, and I'm very thankful for that. And we just continue to make the show a little bit better if we can, a little bit better techniques, a little bit better information, and a little bit better studio, a little bit better cameras, that sort of thing. We got some really neat things we want to do in terms of riding and like trips across country and all that kind of stuff. We just got a whole lot we're going to be talking about. And you guys will actually be going with me cross country, sleeping with me out in the desert, stuff like that. So we can put theory to practice. When I was in the Navy, we used to, on the submarine force, we used to just theorize about things. And then we would have this thing called theory to practice, where we would actually put the theory to practice to see if it worked. So we're going to do some theory to practice on the motorcycle, riding, and that sort of thing. And Ironhead, I'm going to definitely do a video showing you all the stuff I carry. And it's probably going to be kind of interesting to you. I even have, for those really hardcore summer days, I have an air-conditioned riding vest called the Hall Cooler, and it's really amazing. So a lot of fun. Anyway, don't forget to go to our Patreon channel, Black Dragon NP, Black Dragon National President, and bless us with some Patreon fundage. You can always hit the super chat button and send us whatever your heart desires to help the channel out so we can continue bringing this to you. Also, if you don't like super chat and you don't like Patreon, you can hit my PayPal up, jbunchii. And you know I'm old if my email is AOL.com, but I've had it since 1980. Wow. And also, don't forget our books, Prospects Bible for Women's Motorcycle Clubs, the Public Relations Officer's Bible, and the Sergeant at Arms Bible, all written by myself. Many of my books are #1 bestsellers on Amazon, have been for 4 years. You can get them on Amazon and Kindle. You can look them up under my name, John E. Bunch II, B-U-N-C-H, or Black Dragon, National President. And we definitely appreciate you. Dibber in the Wind. Go check out his channel. Dibber's had some tough times lately. You guys know Dibber's a great guy. He lost his dog. And God, I lost my dog in 2014. and I said I would never have another one. It hurt so bad. And then Mighty Mo shows up. And so go over and give Dibber some love and let him know that you're thinking about him. Losing your dog, having to put your dog to sleep in your arms is like losing a child. Braveheart's okay on the bike. Somebody said, how's Braveheart on the bike? Well, you tell me. The first time he ever got up here, he started crying. Big baby. But now he seems to be doing all right. You doing all right? Huh? So he's doing all right back there. Someone says, talk about old. I don't even have an email. I'm pushing 70 and still writing letters. Yeah. I know what you mean, Frank. Lost my dog 2 weeks ago. I'm so sorry you lost your dog, man. God, I know how that feels. And I didn't want to lose my dog. You know, you can look at my old dog. She's got her own Facebook page, Hope the Dog. And she used to ride on the back of my motorcycle like all my dogs. I just stick them back there. They got to hold on. They got to figure it out. I just stick them on back there, and they do their thing. They figure it out. Hope was known in motorcycle clubs all across the country. She was accepted like a true rider. So go check out her Facebook page, Hope the Dog. And I love that damn animal like a child. So anyway, that's how you get a hold of us. Check out Dibber and send him some love. Dibber in the wind. And FHO ATLGA, Fast Harleys Only, Atlanta, Georgia. That guy's on the black bagger scene. Big Sill talks about fast Harleys. Is there such a thing as a fast Harley? Sounds kind of fishy. And then, oh my goodness, I got a lot of friends out there. My brother that does the show, Real Riders Ride, go check him out, Real Riders Ride. And the boys over at Insane Throttle, they are kicking it in the butt. Outlaw Biker News, Insane Throttle, Outlaw Biker News. They can cover that part that I don't, really cover. That other side of the fence. Those guys are all, they got Chicago Pete, the boss. And I like to listen to that guy. He's really matter of fact and doesn't pull any punches over there. And they give it to you with that one percenter style. So those are the guys I watch. I like to check out One Down over there. One Down normally has something inspirational to say. And then there's this one guy, Ninja 661 or something like that. He had a page going for a while that was on motorcycle club etiquette. I like that. I like to look at that. It was pretty cool. What's up, Infidels and MC? Infidels MC in Colorado. Appreciate you. Somebody says love Braveheart, barking at everything, right? Everyone, look at me bark. Yeah. Braveheart doesn't like a few things. He doesn't like people jogging. Doesn't like people on motorcycles. Doesn't like people on bicycles. Doesn't like people on mopeds. Doesn't like tractors or dune buggies or go-karts or golf carts. He doesn't like people on those two-wheel things you stand up on, whatever you call those things. Those electric things that all the kids ride, and if an adult gets on it, he's gonna bust his whole real ass. He doesn't like those. And he doesn't like people walking. He doesn't like almost everything. So those are the things he barks at. Those things I just named. And he doesn't like dogs bigger than him. He always wants to try to pick a fight with a Rottweiler or a coyote, you know, anything bigger than him. He goes and picks on it and leaves it to me. He went after a goose and almost got both of our butts kicked. Yeah, a 1%er dog. What's up, Craig Johnson? Good to see you. So those are the guys I listen to, and I do watch those guys, all of their shows. I think a lot of us, we watch each other, kind of checking out what the other side has to say, or the other YouTube channel. And just to kind of see where the community is. So anyway, I've had a lot of fun talking with you. One of my viewers suggested that I start doing some videos like this where you guys actually see me riding. A lot of folks act like they don't know that I ride. And somebody said, hey, Black Dragon, I rode with a passenger, my daughter on the back for the first time, just around the block. I'm a woman that rides in a club, and I'm only 5'1". That's all right. How does it feel when you conquer the world? How does it feel to share with your daughter your passion? How does it feel to share what you love with someone else? How does it feel to have come so far? A 5'1" lady that is not likely to be riding at all in anyone's book, to ride your own stuff and doing your own thing. I'm proud of you as heck. Okay, a bike is coming by, so you'll probably see him act a fool. So I'm proud of you. I'm so proud. Yeah, he doesn't like bikes. And I'm so happy that you've made that accomplishment. So next will be 2 times around the block. And then it'll be in a different neighborhood. Then it'll be in a different neighborhood. And things like that. So someone's my cut when I'm making these videos. I like to speak for myself in these videos and not particularly my club. And so I don't always have the cut on when I'm making videos. And probably less and less, as I definitely want to establish the MC for what it is, and myself as Black Dragon for who I am. So that's the story behind that. How is Braveheart strapped in? We're not. I do have a safety cord on him, which is my get back whip, and this is in case I normally sit on it, so that's the only strap he's got. But I am going to get him a helmet, so they make dog helmets, and going to do that for him. Any more questions? What a blessed day we have. Happy Cinco de Mayo to everyone. This is when Mexico gained its independence from Spain. A marvelous time for them, and a loss of taxation for Spain. But being independent from tyranny seems to be a common theme in the world. And oh wow, there's a train over there. Being independent seems to be a common theme in the world, and I think it's something that we should all fight for. Well, I was just dropping by to see how everything is doing, but now I'm gonna be off. Really, it's really late here. But take care, Black Dragon. Take care, Wabin, 22. Wabin, 22. And it's good to see you. You guys all be safe out there. I'm going to take off too. Oh, Wabin, you're in Israel, aren't you? I'd like to watch you put that dog helmet on him. To my folks over in Israel and Africa and the UK and New Zealand and, oh my goodness, all these places you guys are from, Australia. Man, thank you so much for tuning in. I can tell you, I never once even thought I would be speaking to people around the world when I got on YouTube. I just never thought that. It never dawned on me. I just thought I'd be talking to some guys in the neighborhood. And it's turned out to be much more than that. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Black Dragon at blacksabbathmc.com if you want to get in touch with me. Black Dragon at blacksabbathmc.com. My Facebook page is Black Dragon Biker. My Facebook news magazine is MC Talk TV. And my Facebook name, jbunchii, stands for John Bunch II. Wabin is in Sweden. Great place, Sweden. I've yet to go there, but I think I'd like to go. And anyway, love you guys all. Take care. I'm 344 pounds right now, I think. I think I'm 344. So I'm fighting hard to lose weight. Oh my goodness. The rain is here. The rain is here. And it's here for real too, Mike. Wow. Everybody said it was going to, I'm sorry. They said it was going to rain. I didn't believe them. The rain is here. The rain is here. So we're going to catch it. We're catching it. We're catching it. Yeah, we're catching it. Woo! And it's cold rain. It's not the hot rain. Why couldn't we have had the hot rain? Oh well. Hey, listen. Motorcycling is either all about being cold, too cold, or too damn hot. There is no in between, like it started out today. So beautiful. I'm glad I'm on a V-twin right now, so I can hug my feet against the those twin things down there and warm up, because it just got cold. Loving it though. Love you all. Thanks for tuning in. And get skitty. Happy Cinco de Mayo, Craig Johnson. And let me tell you, my wife cooked a hell of a Cinco de Mayo meal. Damn, I'm hungry. Good man, keep it up, ride safe. Yeah, I'm going home now. We're getting all rained on and ain't got no rain gear. Y'all be easy.